Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shreyanshi Bhatt and this is the 8th lecture of our CSE 101 playlist. So today we are going to talk about object oriented programming. This is the part 1. Part 2 will be in lecture number 9. So let's continue today's lecture. So what is object oriented programming? It is a programming paradigm that uses objects to design software. Now objects are instances of classes which combine data and functions. Now we will learn more about classes in the upcoming slides. Let's first see why we use object oriented programming. So it models the real world more naturally, promotes code reuse and modularity, makes code easier to maintain and scale, and it is used in most modern softwares for gaming, applications, enterprise systems, etc. Okay, now what is the difference between procedural and object oriented programming? So in procedural programming language, program is divided into functions and here it is divided into classes and objects. Now in procedural, the emphasis is on doing things while here the emphasis is on the data. The modeling to real world is poor and here it is a very strong modeling. Now this is not easy to maintain if it is too complex. This is easy to maintain even if it gets complex. Here the data security is poor and object-oriented programming provides strong data security. Now this is not extensible programming language while this is highly extensible. Here the productivity is low while here it is high. This does not provide any support for new data types. This does provide support. Here the unit of programming is a function and here the unit of programming is a class. Now what are some examples of procedural programming languages? So Pascal, C, Basic, Fortran, all of these are procedural while C++, Java, Oracle, etc. are object-oriented programming languages. Okay, now here's a real world analogy. So think of a car, okay? This is a car. Now it has various attributes like its color, which is this red color, its speed, the fuel, okay, and there are some methods like it can drive, it can press brakes, it can honk, okay, so those are methods and the attributes are kind of like state and methods are kind of like behavior. Okay, so just like real objects, OOP objects have both state and behavior. So what are some core OOP concepts? So class and object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. These are some core OOPs concepts. These last three we will learn in the next lecture. And what are some advantages of object-oriented programming? So as we discussed, modularity, code reusability, security via encapsulation, we'll learn what that means, easier debugging and maintenance, better collaboration in teams and all of that. So let's see what is a class and what is an object. So a class is kind of like a blueprint. So as we discussed the example of a car, let's learn how to build a car in OOP. So this is an object which is an instance of a class. So see, here we have a class called car. Now what is this init method? It is called a constructor. So whenever we create an object, this will be initialized to create an object for their class. Okay. So this self keyword, it basically helps to create an instance and like use that personal data variable. Okay. So like how do we know that if I create this car, my car, so the self keyword will help to assign this color. If I write just color equal to color, that color will become a temporary local variable, while this self dot color will say that this is my color, like associate it to me. So that's why self keyword is used and this color is an parameter that we take in and then we assign self dot color equals to color, so that car's color become this color which the user gave it. And this is a method which is the drive method and this self keyword needs to be passed to all the functions. Okay, so print self dot color car is driving. Okay, so here we create a object. This my car is an object, this class car is a class. Yeah, so my car equals to car, and then we give this red color. So now a red car is created, the name is my car, and if we say my car dot drive, it will print the red car is driving. So that is what is meant by class and object. Now what is encapsulation? So wrapping data and methods into one unit. Wrapping data and methods into one unit. It protects internal object state from outside interference, and it uses getters and setters. So here we have a class called account. Now this is a constructor. This is a get balance, so getter method, and this is set balance is a setter method. So what is a getter? So see, we have an attribute called balance in this class account, which we have initialized to 0 at the start. Now this is a private variable, so it can only be accessed by this class only. So when we do get balance, we will return self.balance. So that will help us to get the balance. This will return the user the balance so that they can see what their account balance is. And if we want to set the balance, so the user will give us the amount, and then we will just do self.balance is equal to amount. So that is a setter method. Now see, we wrapped this data of balance and all these methods of init, get balance and set balance into one unit, right? So that is what we mean by encapsulation. Okay, yes. Now the other concepts of OOPS, which were inheritance, polymorphism and abstraction, we will learn that in the next lecture. Thank you so much for listening to me till the end. I hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe to make this beautiful grandma happy. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.